Hi, Dr. Dave Perna here, your New York City chiropractor with Back and Body Medical. Today we're going to talk about problems with reaching overhead, whether you are just trying to reach overhead to take cereal off the top shelf, or if you are into weightlifting and your overhead squat and or your lockout for presses are a problem. Oftentimes when we have people come in and with this complaint, their first notion is there's something wrong with their shoulder. Now, there are ways to rule out the shoulder. That's for a different day. But what we're going to talk about today is the scapula and how it sits on the upper back. If the scapula sits on upper back with an exaggerated upper curvature, this is going to tend to pitch the scapula forward. The range of motion in the glenohumeral joint, the ball and socket joint, is normal, but the scapula isn't able to sit back. And we're going to just show you a little bit of a visual right now. Okay, so this is a side view of an upper back and neck. The scapula sits right here. So as you can see, if there's an increased curvature, if that's going to pitch the scapula more forward, that'll limit the amount of external or rotation to the back the ball and socket joint will be able to have. Okay, so now we're going to look at a thoracic kyphotic spine versus a normal spine. So with that increased upper curvature of the back in a kyphotic spine, a spine on the left versus a normal spine, you could see how the scapula would then be pitched forward and make it very difficult for the arm to reach overhead and back. The range of motion of the ball and socket joint might be the same on the gentleman on the left as the gentleman on the right, but the upper arm won't be able to reach as far back on the person on the left because the scapula is pitched forward. Okay, so the take home from all the information you received is basically if you're having a difficult time reaching overhead and your shoulder, your arm can't go back past or by your ear, it's time to not just look at the ball and socket joint, but actually the ability of the thoracic portion of the back to extend. That'll help the scapula tip backward and open up the ability of the shoulder to go back further, not because the ball and socket has more range of motion, just the arc of range of motion is now freer to go back more in extension because the scapula is itself an extension. For more healthcare updates like this, please visit our website, backandbodyny.com. If you're in the New York area, if you're in New Jersey, backandbodynj.com. Of course, you can always click like on our Facebook page. We'll post videos like this often. We'll see you soon.